Welcome back to the mad crazy world of Enslaved by No Brain Media, and let's see what lies and stupidity he's on about this time around.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
What a load of written bullshit. You just have got no idea how electrical generation happens, do you? I looked up resonance in the English dictionary. There's no sign of electrical generation there, and in American English, again, there is no sign of resonance being used as electrical generation. You're just talking complete bollocks. By the way, what are electrical walkers? Are they electrified versions of one of these? Now, if you had bothered to actually watch this video by Agent Jay-Z and pay attention to what he says in these videos of his, you would know why these blades are numbered. And it is for a simple fact, so that when the guys come to refit those blades back on the rotating discs, they know exactly where they came from, and they're put back to the position that they were taken from, so the disc remains balanced. And tuning has got nothing to do with it. You simple fool.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Once again, you are proving that you have got no idea what the word resonance means. And once again, here you are. There is no mention of a definition that resonance can produce thrust. Either English or American English. You are just making complete bollocks up. But if I'm wrong, please feel free to show us a resonating resonance motor working purely on resonance and propelling anything through air, water, or whatever. Well, Enslaved by No Brain, you have definitely proved one thing. You are, like all truthers, unable to do any research. Military jet engines fitted to jet fighter aircraft have this feature called afterburner, where jet fuel is pumped into the exhaust stream of the jet engine and ignited. This produces extra thrust in order for the aircraft to accelerate quickly and to power away or power to targets quickly. When the afterburner is not ignited, the aircraft flies much like its civilian counterparts, with just hot gases flowing out the back with no cone of heat, like this one. Under normal circumstances, all you should see from the exhaust of a jet engine is a hot plume of exhaust gases, such as this. The only time you should see any traces of fire coming out the exhaust pipe of a jet engine is when something has gone wrong with the engine, such as a hot start where too much fuel has been sent into the combustion chamber, or there's fuel pulled inside the exhaust cone for some reason, or a compressor stall. The only civilian airliner that was fitted with an afterburner was this beautiful bird that is no longer flying.
thrust from thousands of engines. But where did thousands of engines get their thrust? Since the dawn of aviation, man has been searching for ways to power the airplane. In 1903, the Wright brothers handcrafted the very first propellers for the Wright Flyer. They were thrilled to have achieved...
Doing, I see, like all truthers do and conspiracy nuts do. Cherry picking the desired image you want to project your complete lies with. In that clip of that jet engine, that was a hot start. There was excess jet fuel in the jet pipe which ignited, and the hose you saw them remove in the background there was the air start line. Once the aircraft had got to, the engine got to self-sustaining speed, the air starter was no longer required. The fuel line is actually the blue hose you can see to the left of the cradle. And if you had bothered to actually watch Agent JZ's videos on jet engines, he would be able to teach you in very elementary, simple terms how jet engines and components of every jet engine works. But no, you have to try and cherry pick images and footage that you think fulfills your fantasy lie. And if you'd Googled, and if you generally don't know how a jet engine works, you Google how a jet engine works, and Google will give you tons and tons of videos by hundreds of different people and organisations explaining exactly how a jet engine works. But then again, that would be far too simple for you. That wouldn't fulfil your hoax and lie you want to propagate to the world.
Someone's village is missing their idiot.
It almost looks like, well, no, it's not as small as a private jet, but it's very small. You have to see this. This is an experience. It's like on a private jet. Look at this. Okay. Okay. Bonjour. Look at this little kid.
You are a dumb shit, aren't you? The windows are there because they're following the contours of the fuselage. If they were lower, the only thing that could benefit of them being lower would be your feet would have an exceptionally good view outside. And I'm sure as a passenger you would find it most annoying if you had to somehow get down on your hands and knees to be able to look out the window. And now you grasp a number straight out of your rectum. No way is that wing 12 to 14 feet. Well, for once you might be about right. Those steps are small and narrow because it's a small aeroplane. And there is only a very small stowage area in the fuselage for those steps to be stored. That's why so small. Maybe you should have done some research.
And these little steps. Okay. Bonjour. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Long. It'll be 15 inches. There is an FAA ruling on aisle width, as I mentioned in part 1 of this video.
I've ever been in such a tiny plane. There are 2 seats on this side and 1 seat on this side. Where do we sit? Have you ever been in such a small tiny plane? No, I've never been in such a small tiny plane. No, it's not my first time. Like, there's 1 seat. Martina, over there, in her VIP seat. Yes, perfect. Yeah, business flight, but basic. Yeah, are we going to Stockholm? I'm so confused. I've never been in such a tiny plane. No, I've never.
Do you truthers have a competition to see how stupid you can be? The Embraer there is a small aeroplane. It's not going to be the size of a jumbo jet inside it, is it? It's going to be comparatively small inside it compared to a 747 or an A380 or a 777. It's not a frecking TARDIS.
The assembled hordes of Genghis Khan can get through that door, and believe me, they've tried. Now, shut up a minute. You see, the arm is too simple, but the head's perfect. I can use it to trace the signal back to the original source. Right. Where do you want to start?
The inside's bigger than the outside?
It's called the TARDIS, this thing. TARDIS. That's time and relative dimension in space.
Yes, I have, thank you. I've flown on a couple of A320s. I've also maintained a few A320s in my life. And A321s. And A319s. And what are you going to tell? What revelating facts are you going to tell me? That's amazing. You can actually do some simple maths. So what have the windows got to do with the price of fish these days, eh? Oh, please don't tell me you're going to try and validate the length of the aeroplane by the number of windows it has. Wow, you are fucking stupid. Believe it or not, an A320 will have the same number of windows regardless of who operates it. No, it doesn't make sense for that JetBlue would be paying Boeing for the windows on an A320 as Boeing don't even build the frigging aeroplane. Airbus do. And if someone at JetBlue was paying Boeing for an A320, some serious fucking screw up has occurred. Please don't tell me you're going to use the seat pitch to work out the length of the aircraft. And you clearly are misunderstanding the difference between legroom and seat pitch. As you can see by these diagrams, legroom and seat pitch are two different aspects of seating. The seat pitch is the distance from the same point of the seat to the same point of the seat behind it, where legroom is from the seat behind to the seat back of the seat pan of the seat behind it, as you can see in the diagrams here. They will vary. Wait one goddamn minute, enslaved by bullshit. You said there were 25 rows. So you're already fixing the result here. You're already making a deliberate, deceitful answer. 25 rows times 32 is 800 inches. Divide that by 12 inches. You get 66.67 feet. A bit off, aren't you? Being deliberately misleading and lying, aren't you? And you've also forgotten that the overwing exits will have a greater legroom or seat pitch. That's all you do, isn't it? Guess. Make up numbers. Pull them straight out of your rectum.
100,000 sperm and you were the fastest.
No one has been lied to about the length of the aeroplane. The only one that is lying is you. You are deliberately trying to lie and mislead people. Manufacturers build aircraft with windows at regular intervals and has no reflection to the internal seat rows. All it does is allow, regardless of airline internal cabin configuration, passengers always will have, or in most cases will always have, a window seat. Fortunately, when building an airliner, manufacturers don't just pull random numbers out of their rectums like you do. Everything is actually measured and spaced out accordingly and built to actual precise diagrams, as we can see. An aircraft is built in sections, and these sections may be built in different factories or even different countries and then shipped to an assembly point where they're all assembled together. The frames which give the skin its strength are given a station number which corresponds to how many inches or centimetres they are from a datum point at a given distance in front of the aircraft. When building an aircraft, the manufacturer may desire to provide different size variants of the same model. This is achieved by adding extra sections of fuselage or reducing section length of the given base model. In the case of the Airbus A320, the A320 is the base model aircraft. Subsequently, it has been enlarged to become the A321 with additional fuselage area sections in front and behind the wing. and it was also shortened twice by a reduction of frames forward and after the wing to become the A319 and the shorter A318. Using this diagram of the Boeing 737-800, you can see that the first station number is 130. That means it's 130 inches in front of, or should I say behind, the datum, which is the jig datum. Now, the 800 and the -700 variants of the 737 were extensions to the base model of the -500. That's why you can see two sets of station numbers, because the majority of the station numbers remain the same on the three variants. Where the additional plugs in the fuselage have occurred, additional station numbers have been added, but they haven't renumbered the existing numbers. All they have done is taken the additional frames and added an alpha suffix to them. So we now got frame 500 and the subsequent extra frames become 500A, B, C, D, etc., etc. And then we go back to the old numbering system. Unfortunately, on a -800, station 1217 is no longer 1217 inches behind the datum. It's in fact 1627. But we can still find out the fuselage length, can't we? The overall length of the 737-800 is 129.5 feet. So let's see how long it is. So we have got station 1217, which is in fact now, because it's an extension of the -500, 1627 inches from the datum. So we need to take the decimal off this, so we take away the 130 inches. So we're now left with 1497 inches. To convert that to feet, we divide that by 12 and we get 124.75 feet. We're now missing 4 3/4 feet, and that is because the tailplane overhangs the rear of the aircraft by the 4 3/4 feet. You can double check this doing it the other way. We take the size of the -500, which is 1217 inches. We add the 198-inch fuselage stretch from the front and the 212-inch stretch from the rear of the wing box, and that comes up to, funny enough, 1627 inches. Exactly what we've got here. And if we go to the -700 and we can find out again how much the 500 is. And if we take the 88 and 90 inches stretches off, we get 1395 inches long for the -700. And that equates to 105 feet. And if we take the base measure of 1217 for the -500, that is 90.5 feet. Remembering we've got a 4 3/4 feet overhang to add on to that because of the tailplane. So, enslaved by no brain, here we are. Proof: we don't count windows, we measure things. We don't pull numbers out of our rectum and make up lies and bullshit. We actually measure things. Strange that. Maybe you truthers should actually start researching and actually look into the actual reality instead of dreaming up fantasies and living in cloud cuckoo land. Well, that's enough of stupidity for a week. I hope you enjoyed this, and I do apologise for being a long one this time, but look out for a new one coming soon. And thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.